Viewmasters, it's the podcast that we do. Viewmasters, talk about movies that we view. Viewmasters, my friend Eric and me, Joe. Viewmasters, hey, let's start the show.
Hey, welcome to the Viewmasters, episode 213. The Death of Stalin. My name is Eric.
My name is Joe.
Hello, Joe.
Hello, Eric. Comrade, how are you? Did we make the same joke at the same time?
No.
Okay.
I'm now struggling through all my years of reading Chris Claremont's X-Men to try to find the proper Russian phrase to respond with.
Tovarish?
There we go.
Is that one?
That's yeah, I think that means friend.
I think so.
Yeah.
Just call me Katya.
Speaking of friendship, I'd like to just kind of take a moment and discuss my friendship with you.
Oh, God. Okay.
We've known each other for almost 20 years now, I'd say.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
Yeah, and when I think of Joe Grunenwald, I think of hilarity, soft cuddliness, and just a love of The Flash and Teen Titans. But lately, I'm now starting to think of Joe Grunenwald as dark political movies.
What makes you say that?
The Report. To an extent, The Seventh Seal.
Yeah, all right.
And now The Death of Stalin.
You know, Eric. People contain multitudes. I'm a layered person. I think just this pandemic has really just brought my latent dark side to the surface. And I apologize that you're the one who has to bear the brunt of it via this podcast.
Oh, it's all right. I can take it.
I figured you could.
Yeah. Especially when, spoiler, the movie is as enjoyable as The Death of Stalin.
Yeah! Good. Hooray.
I kind of loved this movie.
I really enjoyed it as well.
Yeah.
I would say I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would, but I still really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I guess I didn't know what to expect going in.
Yeah.
I knew it was an Armando Iannucci.
Iannucci.
I knew it was a film by him.
Right.
And I knew that, he definitely tends towards the political. But, also very funny. And this movie had some pretty funny moments in it.
Definitely.
But it was also pretty goddamn dark.
It was super dark.
Ooh,
I mean, it's set deep in the heart of communists, the communist Soviet Union. So
yeah.
not a super happy fun time.
No, but boy, like the last 10 minutes of this movie,
right?
Holy shit!
I would say, so, just based on Veep and the thick of it / In the Loop,
yeah.
I think I expected it to be maybe a little funnier, maybe a little faster paced.
Yeah.
But maybe it's he had an hour and a half to work with instead of 25 minutes. So he could let things go. I don't want to say drag because it's not boring.
No, not at all.
But it's slower paced than those other things that I mentioned. So that took a little bit of getting used to.
Yeah, I mean, it's still pretty briskly paced. Spoiler: Stalin dies within like the first 30 minutes.
Right. I mean, it's called The Death of Stalin,
right?
so
Yeah. Well,
I don't know how big a spoiler that is.
I mean, like, I just read The Death of Captain Marvel the other day, and it takes him all the way till the end to die. So,
That's true.
I mean,
I mean, the title's really the spoiler on that one. I don't know what else they would have called it, though. Like Captain Marvel versus Cancer.
Sure. The Big C.
The Big C. Captain, of course, is what that stands for.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I've actually never read the Death of Captain Marvel. How was that?
It's fine.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, I guess, your mileage may vary depending on your opinion of Jim Starlin, I guess.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah. I mean,
all right.
I don't generally have any problems with Jim Starlin's work, but, it's old school.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
that makes sense.
I've never been too much into the cosmic side of comics,
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
Anywho.
I was just curious.
No, yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
A resounding fine.
Yep.
For the Death of Captain Marvel.
Yep.
Yeah. No, the Death of Stalin is a ride.
Oh, yes, it is. I did spend like the first 30 or so minutes, even after Stalin has his hemorrhage, I guess, wondering what the hell was actually happening.
Right.
It seemed like there was just a lot of threads that were just being thrown out there. And,
yeah, I wondered if it was going to be a Dave situation where they had to pretend he was still alive somehow.
Right. I was gonna. I think that's where I went as well. Pretty much, not like. I mean, although like at some point in the movie they do reveal that he has doubles.
Right.
But yeah, I figured it was probably going to be a thing where, he's dead, and then they at least have to keep the information out there for a little while.
Right.
But no, I mean they once he's dead, they acknowledge it and go with it.
Yeah, that actually surprised me.
Yeah. Maybe there was just too many witnesses. But then
That could be. There were a lot of people in that room.
Yeah. But then again, they throughout the movie took care of witnesses pretty well.
Sure, they could have just murdered everyone in the room.
Yep.
And it would have been fine.
Yep.
I don't usually laugh when people in movies get shot in the head, but there were a couple of parts where it was like the punchline is someone's getting shot in the head, and it made me laugh a lot. Again, I don't know what that says about me right now at this moment.
Yeah, it's things are rough all around. Yeah. So.
Ooh. So I didn't know much. I guess I don't know much about the history of the Soviet Union in general. So I have no idea how historically accurate any of the actual events of this movie are.
Yeah.
Regardless of how they're portrayed.
I'm not sure either. I do know that this is actually based on a French graphic novel.
I saw that too. I was excited to learn that in the credits.
Yeah.
That I had inadvertently picked a comic book movie.
No, our first.
Yeah. It kind of makes me want to track down that book and see what that's like.
Yeah, same here. But so I'm assuming that there's got to be some fictionalization of the events, but it is based in history, so
right.
There's got to be a sliver of truth as well.
I mean, we know it's using real people.
That is true.
Even if I'd only heard of one of them, I'd only heard of Khrushchev before.
Well, I've heard of Molotov. He makes a fantastic cocktail.
That's true. I guess I'd heard of him as well.
Oh, and Stalin.
And Stalin, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
All right, fine. 3 people I'd heard of in this movie. You got me.
Yep.
So yeah, basically the movie follows the ruling council of the Soviet Union, and the power struggle that ensues after Stalin dies to see who will eventually come out on top.
Yeah.
Hilarity ensues.
Yeah, it does. It is at times almost like a weird political Three's Company.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, all that's missing is that Khrushchev accidentally booked 2 dates on the same night.
Oh, that would have been a great addition.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like it's hard to talk about because it's a comedy,
right?
So what were your favorite jokes?
Well, clearly the one time that one guy got shot in the face,
right? Obviously. I loved the longest sustained laugh that I had was the scene where Stalin's son was trying to wrestle a gun away from a soldier.
That was that was
amazing.
It was great, and just nobody reacting to it. Just let it happen.
It was so dumb. I loved it.
I was trying to think of the funniest moment. I think that was it for sure.
Yeah. I really loved Jason Isaacs in this movie. I thought he was great. Spectacular.
Yes.
He knew exactly what he was doing, and he just went for it, and it was perfect.
I know I've seen him in stuff, but I can't think of anything else that I've really seen him in. Nothing that just jumps out to me.
Yeah.
I know he was the captain on Star Trek Discovery, which I watched 1 episode of.
Right.
But yeah, he is absolutely fantastic in this movie. And then for a relatively small role.
Yeah, he comes in really late.
Yeah. But boy, he comes in hard.
He just dominates. I don't know if you've seen any of the Harry Potter movies.
I think I saw the first one 20-some years ago.
Okay, he's not in that one, but he is in a few of the Harry Potter movies as one of the parents of one of the Slytherin students. So he's kind of a jackass in those movies.
Gotcha.
But also great in those movies.
All right. No, yeah, he is wonderful. As is Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi, yeah, he almost unrecognizable as Khrushchev.
Yeah.
I thought, and I know Jenny came in at one point and was like, she it took her a minute to realize that's who it was. She heard his voice, but she wasn't looking at the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she saw him, she's like, "Oh, I didn't realize that was that was Steve Buscemi until I heard that voice coming out of him.
He does look a little weird. He's got he's got pretty thin hair anyway, but he went full bald for this.
That's true. And I guess I haven't really seen him in much lately, so maybe that's just what he looks like now.
Like, I was going to say that too. I can't remember the last thing I've seen him in. Like, the only thing that occurs to me is the random episodes of 30 Rock he showed up in.
Right.
I was like, I cannot think of any movie I've seen him in, or even a show since then.
Yeah, I know he was on Boardwalk Empire.
Okay, yeah, I never saw.
But I haven't watched any of that. But that's probably the most recent thing I can think of off the top of my head that he was in.
Yeah, I never saw.
So
him.
yeah, I mean he's aging, I guess. So it's entirely possible that's just what he looks like now. But
you know what? I'm a fucking liar.
Uh-oh. Was he in The Lighthouse? Did we miss him?
Well, it would be a tradition for us to pick movies with the same actors over and over again.
That's true.
No, he's speaking of Harry Potter, he's in that show with Daniel Radcliffe, Miracle Workers.
Miracle Workers, yeah. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, he plays God in the first season.
Nice.
So I have seen that. That was just last year.
I need to watch that. That looked really funny.
What I saw from the first season was pretty funny. I know that, they do, the American Horror Story approach to that show. So
right.
Season 2 is, a completely different thing with the same cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I have seen Steve Buscemi. He wears the long wig in that show.
Gotcha. Well, regardless of what he looks like now, yes. He does a great job in The Death of Stalin.
Yeah, it was just really nice to see him in something.
Yeah.
And I'm not the best at history, so I don't know, Khrushchev's role in history, as, maybe as well as I should.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed that in this movie. I recognized the name, as, okay, that's a person of mystery. But within the confines of the movie, I thought his character arc, starts off really unassuming.
Yeah, definitely.
And almost, the butt of, everybody's jokes to God knows what by the end of the movie.
Well, he's the premier of the Soviet Union by the end of the movie.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, no, the scene between him and his wife when he gets home from the meeting and is taking notes basically of the things that he said, that the jokes that he made that landed versus the ones that didn't land, and he should never mention again. Yeah. I thought that was a great scene.
Yeah. Because I think he mentions that to Jeffrey Tambor earlier.
Yeah.
Tell your wife to take notes, and, this is my rule on
right.
How to get along with Stalin. Also, Jeffrey Tambor's in this movie.
Yeah, I did not expect Jeffrey Tambor to be in this movie.
Yeah, me neither. That was, I don't know. Some stuff has come out about him that, seems problematic, and it may have colored my opinion of him.
Yeah, I once I sort of put that out of my mind a little bit, I thought he was fine.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a ton to do. He's sort of playing a standard Jeffrey Tambor bumbler, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
sort of like a Hank from Larry Sanders Show.
I've never seen it.
Oh, you should watch the Larry Sanders Show if you can find it.
I'm sure I could.
It's pretty great.
Okay. Recommended by Joe.
Yeah.
I feel like other people have recommended that show to me too.
It's worth watching.
All right.
For sure. I haven't seen all of it, but what I have seen I loved.
Okay. Alrighty.
Excellent.
I did, I used to really enjoy Jeffrey Tambor and things. He does, have a way with his roles that, I still felt came off in this role as well.
Yeah.
And it was perfectly enjoyable. I thought there were a lot of scenes with him that were pretty funny. Just him, pretending to be in charge, but not really.
Right. Yeah. No, he's a total puppet in this movie for one of the others, like Khrushchev's main rival.
Yeah.
Whose name I don't remember at the moment. I really should start writing names down.
Yeah. There's something with a B. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I've actually got the Wikipedia page up because I was looking at it to look at names.
Okay.
It is, where'd he go? Anyway.
Yeah, let's look about it.
Yeah. Lavrenti Beria.
Beria,
is,
that's it. Yep.
is his, and Jeffrey Tambor played Georgy Malenkov.
Yep.
Which just the parts where they're just going Georgie over and over again made me laugh a lot. Because it's like they're talking to a child, which they sort of were.
Yeah. Like, there's one scene in particular when he is getting his portrait made where he actually becomes kind of scary and Stalin-like.
Yeah.
But, that just quickly goes back to him just being, pushed around by everybody and used.
Yeah.
I thought another very funny scene to me was during Stalin's funeral, or at least his viewing, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it's like he's lying in state or whatever for people to visit.
But the scene where they're all sort of trying to talk to each other, but like none of them are like standing next to each other or facing each other. Around Stalin's casket. Where Steve Buscemi then tries to switch places with Jeffrey Tambor, and Jeffrey Tambor's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, that was very funny. Like, no, we'll make it look like it's part of the ceremony. It's so good.
Which again still goes to the thing where Steve Buscemi seems very unassuming throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Until he essentially turns into a monster.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess he does what he has to do to get rid of his rival.
Yeah. Yeah, this was incredibly enjoyable. But yeah, there's also just a bunch of real dark shit that's just scattered throughout.
Yeah, I would describe this as a very dark spoof. Like, I know that's basically what satire is, but I feel like dark spoof applies maybe better than just straight satire.
Yeah.
Because it's very dark.
Oh, so dark.
So many murders.
Yeah.
And just casual murders. Like, there's an early scene where, because it starts with the state police rounding up people who are on Stalin's list to execute them, and there's just an early scene where there are two characters having a walk and talk through this facility, and you just see people being tortured and thrown downstairs and executed in the background.
Yep.
And it's just so casual. Like, it's so funny.
It just reminded me of a scene that I enjoyed quite a bit, but now it's gone.
Uh-oh.
It's alright, I'm old.
You'll have to watch the movie again.
Alright. Can you hold on for 2 hours?
Sure, yeah. It's an hour and 45.
I mean,
but I can wait. Yeah, it's fine.
I might make a popcorn and get up to go pee. You never know.
Oh, I see. Fine. No respect for people's time.
All right, and we're back.
Yeah, what'd you think?
You know what? Still pretty good.
Good. You know what? I think I'm going to go watch it again, too.
All right, I'll wait.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay,
we're back. Wow, that was really good.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did that. I remembered a lot more than I did before.
Oh, do tell.
I can't think of any specifics right now, but don't call me out like that. That's just rude.
I'm sorry.
I can only yes and so far.
That's why we're not improv guys.
That's right.
That's why our improv troupe failed.
We'll get it off the ground someday.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes. Yes.
I hear the UCB is available.
Oh, that's rough. That's rough. That hurts. That hurts to hear.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Speaking of comedy troops, Michael Palin is also in this movie.
Yes. Yeah. Michael Palin as the aforementioned Molotov.
Yeah. My favorite Monty Python member.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I don't know who my favorite Monty Python member is. I know for a long time it was probably John Cleese.
John Cleese is everybody's go-to.
I think so, yeah. He was my favorite when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But now it's probably either Michael Palin or Eric Idle.
I mean, Eric Idle's great, too. I mean, they're all great, except for maybe Terry Gilliam.
Maybe not so much Terry Gilliam.
Yeah. I was watching an old Vincent Price horror movie a couple weeks ago, and the credits were like done in that weird Monty Python animated style.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's weird. Did Terry Gilliam do these? And he did.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
Instead of, feet stomping down on people, and it was like angels and devils and stuff.
Yikes!
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I might have to look that up.
I could not tell you the name of it, but it was old, and Vincent Price was in it.
I will Google Terry Gilliam, Vincent Price, and see what happens.
There you go.
I'm sure there's some good slash fic out there.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy that mental image, listeners.
I'm ruminating.
Gross.
This was very enjoyable. Not as funny as maybe I'd hoped it was going to be, but it was still funny in its moments.
I really enjoyed watching it. I maybe not enthralled, but I was, it held my attention. I wasn't tempted to pick up my phone or anything while I was watching it because I knew I would, possibly miss something.
Right.
So yeah, no, I think it's great in that respect for sure.
Yeah. I did pretty well with, keeping my phone away and just giving most of my attention to the movie. But yeah, there's a lot of great bits. I loved the sort of the opening scene of the movie at the radio house.
Yes, yeah,
with Patty Considine, as the radio station manager,
right,
and just basically being flustered and being forced to do something he was not expecting to do.
Yeah, that was a really entertaining scene.
Yeah,
and I thought it did a nice job of establishing the tone for the movie and just sort of what life was like, I guess, in the Soviet Union if you weren't familiar with it.
Yeah.
So.
And weirdly, seemed to be a couple parallels to modern society here and there.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Gotta keep dear leader happy. I don't know what you're talking about. He doesn't have enemies lists that he's mentioned on repeated occasions, does he? I'm sure not. That would be ridiculous.
That would be. And if he did, why would he mention them blatantly?
It's true. He'd have to be some sort of moron. But that can't be the case.
No. Only smart people get into government.
Oh, God. Now I'm sad.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's not you, it's the world.
Well, I am part of the world.
That's true. That is true. Then I accept your apology on behalf of the world.
All right, that's better. Good movie.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't want to give too much away about it. The parts that I found funny, it's dumb for us to just repeat funny things.
Right, yeah. I feel like we've already sort of done that a little bit. Like, here's a part that I thought was funny.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah. But, it's got great performances, and it tells its story very, very well.
Yeah, it's a great primer on Soviet Russia.
Yeah. And who doesn't need that?
Exactly.
They're our future masters. Or current? I don't know.
In Soviet Union, movies watch you.
What?
I know. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Nah. All right. Do you want to pick something for next week?
I'm going to pick something for next week.
All right.
So I'm going to go ahead and warn you. You're still working, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're getting a paycheck. So you might be able to afford the 99 cents it would cost you to rent this movie because I can't find it streaming for free anywhere. But I really would like to watch it.
Okay. I accept that.
All right. I believe it is available for 99 cents on Amazon Prime, at least as of 2 days ago. My apologies if it goes up by the time you actually go to watch it, or
that's fine.
By the time the listener actually gets around to this.
Right.
Because please follow along. But I would like to watch the original Taking of Pelham 123.
Oh, nice. Why did I see somebody tweeting about that earlier this week?
Because one of the actors in it, Jerry Stiller, just passed away.
That's what it is. Yeah. Yes.
I did, however, decide this movie before I found that out.
Okay.
I have been wanting to watch it for quite a while. And, I feel like 2 weeks ago it was completely free on Amazon. But apparently now it is not.
Okay.
But yeah, it was only 99 cents when I looked.
Well, that's not too bad. I think I can swing that.
All right. I hope I can too.
Is that a John Carpenter movie?
I don't believe it is.
No. What am I thinking of? Assault on Precinct 13?
That's what you're thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as I know, very different movies.
Okay. Then yeah, I have no idea what I guess either of those movies are about.
All I know is that if you're watching it and John Travolta's in it, then you're watching the wrong one.
Okay. All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, the one you should be watching has Walter Matthau.
Nice,
Yes.
excellent.
I love me some Walter Matthau.
I very much enjoy him as well.
Yeah. Alrighty.
All right, Taking a Pelham 123.
Indeed.
We will watch that and talk about it next week.
Let's hope.
All right, I'll talk to you then.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. You can subscribe to the show directly at view.guttertrash.net or at iTunes and leave us a review. Visit view.guttertrash.net for email information and links to Facebook and Twitter. We'll see you next time on The Viewmasters.